Hi everyone, welcome back. Today finally we have the Invincible 3. We can see here a preview and next we have the unboxing. As always, feel free to pause the video every time you need. As you can tell, we don't find anything else in the box. Because I want to see if the quality is consistent, I will check both of them, and I'll start with the left foot. If the cushioning is something important for you, you should pay attention to this part. I will try to leave a rating for different parts of these sneakers, just to see more or less how I like them. So the upper feels plasticky, thin, cheap, but also airy, and that's a good thing. But I don't like the longevity, I don't think it will last very much. About the midsole, as you can tell, is really oversized and actually is big. I mean the internal midsole, but not as much as you might think. I mean, it has only few millimeters over the older version, and the height has been increased over 1 centimeter, which is a lot considering that it has only 2 or 3 millimeters more than the older one. It feels like they are starting to do something similar with Adidas with Ultra Boost. I mean, huge midsole outside and on the internal not that much big. And that is not a trend to follow. That was a big mistake in Adidas and I don't want to see it here again, you know. And basically what I'm trying to say is that Nike, don't go greedy in this model. I'm not saying that they will follow my advice, but just I want to show them that we see what you are doing, so don't do that. The midsole feels one of the most softest that I tried so far, and I really like it this way for my weight. We can see here the outsole. For me is a serious downgrade in my opinion from the previous version, and that doesn't mean it was way too good in comparison with this one, but this one is even worse. That is what I'm saying here. And I'm not saying these things just because I can, you know. I have the previous version and after 1 month I will show you how it looks. And wait, I have actually 2 pairs. The other one is of my girlfriend and she had same issues. So, you know, the effort. But more of this in other episode. I will make it special for these Invincible models, because I believe this kind of stuff, it should be there, you know, for the public to see it. Let's make a video and have it there, because the rest of them, they are paid or they want to be paid in the future and they are not saying the truth, the whole truth, you know. And I know that some of you will say why you didn't contact the Nike, you know, to maybe they will change it for you or anything. But I can't to do that. I buy them from another store at a cheaper price, and because of that I can't do that, you know. Obviously that was my only mistake here, but who knew, right? So yeah, if it was just 1 pair, well, I had bad luck, right? But if they are 2, that's too much. It's not just coincidence. They are poor quality and that is that. In other words, you can make the best midsoles in the world, but if the sneakers don't last more than 1 month or so, it doesn't worth the price. Here we can see the insoles. They are much thinner than I was expecting, but this is how they are. They have around 3.5 millimeters, but at least it has a soft foam. Here we can see the footbed. Now has changed. It has this layer of something over. In the past it wasn't that layer and I like it more that way, and I wish it was at least perforated, you know, proper perforated. I also don't like it, this collar that it has around the ankle. I don't see the purpose for that, and I had issues when I had them on my feet, so I don't like that idea. It's a bad idea. In the shot we can see the tongue. I like it, this tongue, because it's wider than before, but it's a bit too warm for my taste, considering I'm living here in Spain and here is a lot of heat in summer, because otherwise I don't see the purpose to use a thin upper when the tongue is thicker, so it doesn't make a lot of sense, you know. In the shot we can see the internal label and we see that they are made last year. And now we can see the right foot. To be honest, I didn't find any problems with the stitching or the gluing, although I wanted to finish this video as fast as I can without open that glue on the sole. That was my fear, to be honest, with them. If you think that what I'm saying here is not legit, well, I recommend you to buy them, and if you have bad luck, well, that's on you, you know that. That black edge is made from plastic. I used to love these sneakers because of the midsole, but once I got my pair and tried them, I've seen that they don't worth the money. They don't last and they don't worth the money. So I cannot recommend them because of that. You can try them if you want, it's up to you, but I don't recommend them. In the shot we can see the size of these laces in centimeters and also in inches, and the thickness of them for the tip and also the entire lace. To be fair, when I got them, I thought that the stripe that you can see in gray color, it might be reflective, but it's not the case. So yeah, the elasticity on them is right on point and I like it this way. You can see a bit better the upper, the tongue and also the interior. It feels like it has some foam inside, in between those two layers. It's a bit too thick, this tongue, for my liking. The cage, I like it the way it is. The pull tab, I wish it was larger, a bit elastic and not this fragile, because it really feels fragile. I don't recommend to use it. It only has one stitching and that is thin. I made this test in bending and twist them, and surprisingly they are very rigid. I really like them in that regard. Here we have a quick test to see if they are waterproof in any way, so let's do it. As you can tell, they don't seem to have any water protection, and I like it this way because hopefully they don't have any chemicals inside. As you can tell, everything was absorbed right in that second, so no issues here. Here I decided to make a comparison with the previous model just to see how they are. In this shot we can see the laces from the older model. I don't like them. The new ones are better than the older version. In this shot we can see the sole. The older version has it a bit wet because didn't have the time to dry out completely, and like I said, I like the sole from the older model a little bit better than the newer one, being just one piece of rubber, although they are extremely thin for my liking, to be honest. In this shot we can see the stack. I don't see the need to make them that tall, but anyway. In this shot we can see the edge on the older model. As you can tell, it's very thin, and also for the newer model, same thing. In this shot we can see the older version, like I written there, 21 days later, this was happening. So as you can tell, the midsole, it didn't get ripped off. It was only the glue, the poor quality of the glue, that just it came off. And this has been happening in few places actually, but in just one shoe. The newer version is a bit wider, but it needs to be this way because it's also taller, so that was a must, not just an improvement. As you can tell, they are lightweight, but I wish they were having more weight, thicker soles and better glue. In this shot we can see that they are true to size, at least for my feet. I didn't have any issues. I had plenty of space. The width is correct. My feet are a little bit wider than these insoles, but inside I still had enough space for my toe box, so no issues. This shot is in real time because I wanted to show you how easy or hard it is to take them on my feet. I didn't have problems with them. They are the opening is wide enough, so like I said before, the cushioning on them is excellent. I didn't have any issues. I really like it. The stability on them felt good enough considering how tall they are. Have a comparison with the older version. In forefoot, basically only the older version has some reflective materials, and in the back they have both of them. Like I said before, the newer version has a little bit more cushioning than the older one, and in the back the newer version does rubbing a bit my heels. The stability on them felt the same in both shoes. So pros and cons. For pros, I like the midsole. I like more or less the upper. And this will be it. For cons, first of all the price, 190 euros here in Spain, $180 in States. I don't like the sole. I don't think it will last at all. So it's up to you if you want to try them or not. And I think I finish it with this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because it's so important for me. Have a nice day and take care of you.